we found the one and only Anthony Robles, former ASU NCAA champion wrestler, 3-time All-American, 2-time ESPY winner, and, of course, Valley resident, who at one point in time had the plug pulled on wrestling at ASU, and that's one of the first times I remember visiting with Anthony. He joins us for a couple of minutes. What was your reaction when you heard this news today, Anthony?
Well, I was shocked. I think the whole wrestling community was. It really came out of nowhere, and what's really sad is wrestling is so unique that football has the NFL, basketball has the NBA. Wrestling really doesn't have that professional league other than the Olympics. And so, for those younger wrestlers who are coming up, it's really, it's taking the chance of them achieving their dream. It's taking it away. So we're all pretty shocked still.
So you didn't had any inkling that this was going on?
I had no idea. No, and I've actually talked to quite a few of my coaches from the past just this morning, and they're the same thing. It was pretty shocking, but, I know the wrestling community, we're a tight-knit group, so just trying to figure out what to do next, just some way that we can really fight to hopefully get this overturned.
Anthony Robles with us, former ASU NCAA champion wrestler, 3-time All-American. Anthony Robles with Brad Sussmat. You, of course, are on a not just national platform, you're on a worldwide platform now. You're very recognizable. You've been out doing motivational speeches. You've done very well for yourself following ASU. I would think that you're going to end up being an active participant in talking to the Olympic group. Have you already thought about that?
Oh, absolutely. Wrestling, like you said, it's given me so much in my life, and I want to give back any way I can. So I'm definitely going to be supporting and helping to fight this, and just voicing my opinion out there. And I know I shot a couple emails over to USA Wrestling, and they're really the big ones in charge of the Olympic Committee out here in the United States, just to see who we need to talk to and communicate with to really get things going. Because I know when Arizona State dropped our wrestling program, and we were talking to the president, the AD, and luckily Arizona State, they heard our voice. The community stepped up and supported us, and I think that's the same approach we need to take with the Olympic Committee, is just really show how much we really care about the sport and how much we want to stick around.
Why do you think they focused on wrestling, Anthony? Because the story is it came down to a final group of modern pentathlon, taekwondo, field hockey, wrestling, a sport that has been a part of the Olympics since the Olympics started. Why do you think Olympics would be eliminated?
Honestly, I have no idea. I think that's why it was so shocking to us is it is one of the oldest sports out there, and wrestling, it's got a strong following. So I really can't answer that, but I just know that we do have a strong support system, and we're really going to fight it. I think you can see already on Twitter and online, people are already voicing their opinions on it and just trying to figure out what the next step is. What our game plan is going to be to really go at this.
So wrestling featured 344 athletes competing in 11 medal events in freestyle, 7 in Greco-Roman at last year's London Olympics. Women's wrestling was added to the Olympics at the end of the 2004 Athens Games. You're aware now that they're going to put wrestling in with baseball, softball, and all these other sports. Have you heard that side of the story? There's several other sports now that you're going to have to compete against to be added back to the Olympics.
I did. I'm still kind of learning exactly what's going on, but I did read that earlier today, and that's a shaky boat to be in. Especially being one of the oldest sports, we shouldn't have to be competing like that. But,
right.
I think from what I understand, there's still some time to work things out or try to fight this. So I guess we just got to come together, see what we can do here. But yeah, I'm still learning all the what's going on exactly.
Well, let me fill you in here. So the other sports that wrestling is going to be competing against to get back in: baseball, softball, karate, squash, roller sports, sport climbing, wakeboarding, and wushu. So there's going to have one opening in wrestling. So when I saw the story this morning and they said it was based on all this criteria, and the first criteria that they wrote about was television ratings, I have to look at that and say, if you're going to base something off of television ratings and pull the plug on it, wrestling's going to have a hard spot to climb because they always put wrestling on some channel in the middle of the night, right, during the Olympic Games? That's at least how I saw it.
Oh, they absolutely do. They don't really give us a fair shot, especially with the television. I remember trying to watch Jordan Burroughs in his finals match go for the gold medal, and they were still back in the quarters. You know, they're showing his quarterfinal match, and so, you know, it doesn't really give us a fair platform to be judged from if you go to the TV.
Mm-hmm. And you were going to compete still, right? I mean, in the back of your mind, you'd never ruled out the Olympics.
I definitely didn't. I'm still considering it, and I wanted to take a break and really just focus on my speaking career for a while. I've been wrestling for 10 years and just wanted to focus on other things. You know, we worked on a book, we're working on the movie deal, and you know, I didn't want to be pursuing wrestling unless my mind was 100%. But you know, with this coming out, it's really you know, it could kill my dream and all those young kids who are coming up, those young wrestlers who want to compete for the gold medal, you know, who really view that as the top of our sport. It's going to be taken away, and you know, they're not going to have that chance. So it's you know, it's heartbreaking, really.
Yeah, you sound fired up about this.
Oh yeah, I was pretty angry this morning when I heard. I woke up at 7 a.m. and I started getting some text messages from people who heard, and you know, I think the whole wrestling community, we're still all finding out. You know, but it's spreading like wildfire, and I think we really just got to jump on this momentum. You know, just jump on how fired up everybody is. You know, it's trending on Twitter, and just get that game plan sooner rather than later. So, you know, we know where to focus all our power. You know, we know how to go at this and really just attack it head on.
Anthony Robles, former ASU NCAA champion wrestler with Brad Susmat on Pros 2 Preps. So, away from this story briefly, what's going on your book? What's going on the movie?
I've been extremely blessed. The book's doing really well. We just finished up a 6.5-week book tour, actually, and you know, we're expecting to hit bestsellers list pretty soon. And as far as the movie goes, it's been amazing. You know, we're working on the script right now. It should be out in theaters in about 2 or 3 years, we're hoping. And you know, it's really, I wanted to really shed a positive light on wrestling. You really get the sport that exposure. But like I said, my life was completely changed from wrestling. You know, a kid missing his leg. The great thing about wrestling is you don't have to be the tallest guy out there or girl. You don't have to be the biggest one out there. You just got to figure out what your strengths are and use them on the mat, and that's what draws so many people to it. You know, it's just finding your strengths and running with them and really use them to your ability. So
I asked you this question last time you were here in studio, and you didn't have an answer. Who's going to play you?
Denzel Washington.
Done?
Well, we'll see. It's you know.
Are you joking with me, or are you serious?
Well, I'm joking with you, but if it was my choice, that would have been inked in the contract. But you know, we'll see what happens. You know, we.
Are you talking to his people?
No, you know, my manager seems to think he's a little bit too old to play me, which you know, I guess I have to agree. So.
Oh.
So we'll see what happens. But like I said, if it was my choice, Denzel would be right up in there. But we'll see. I'm just very blessed to be talking about, you know, a movie coming out about my life. So very blessed, and you know, it all came from the sport of wrestling.
Sure. Before I let you go, so your plan of attack today is social media, but you're going to start doing, I would think, much more media around this issue with the Olympics. You're going to take them head on, it sounds like? Absolutely.
You know, I just want to use the platform I've been given and voice my support and just try to figure out who we need to contact to get things rolling. Like I said, I've talked to USA Wrestling. I've tried to communicate with them to see who we need to speak to at the Olympic Committee to try to work something out. So I'll definitely be all over Twitter and anything else I can do to support.
Stay well, stay in touch. Appreciate the time as always. Thanks, Anthony.
Thank you.